So we're going to start with foam rolling the upper back. You want to place the foam roller to about your rib cage. Place your hands behind your head to support your head and neck. Lift your hips as if you're doing a bridge. If you don't lift your hips high enough, the foam roller tends to shoot out the back. So you want to lift your hips, roll the foam roller about to where your shoulder blades, about to where your shoulders kind of meet your neck area, and then roll back. And you just want to go to the bottom of your rib cage to about where your last rib is. So you'll roll through this area. You can even bring your elbows together, and you'll get the shoulder blades out of the way and a little bit more into the mid-back. Unless you've been foam rolling for a while, you don't really want to go under the ribs. You can just be careful as you're a little bit more exposed to your organs, and you don't have any bones to protect you right there. After you roll through your upper back, you're going to just simply rotate slightly to one side. And now you're rolling about under the armpit area. This should be where your shoulder blade is. This can be pretty sensitive if you're not used to it. So you could even, if it is really sensitive, you could just kind of lay on that area and try to relax. If this is really painful, it generally means that your shoulder blade is frozen to your rib cage and it's not moving properly. So you definitely need to get some mobility in that shoulder blade before you start working out. So you've rolled both sides of your upper back. You've also rolled your upper back. You'll come back into your center, and you're going to pull your pelvis toward your rib cage. So you're going to tilt your pelvis back. You want to make sure you don't tilt it forward, otherwise you're just extending through the lumbar spine or your lower back. So pull your pelvis back, tilt your pelvis back towards your rib cage, place your hands behind your head, and you're just going to extend your rib cage, letting your rib cage, you might not move a lot because your thoracic spine doesn't move a lot. But we're just trying to relax and let the thoracic spine open up a little bit, and then maybe you can come down a little and let it relax. And most people are pretty tight in this area, and this is really important, and this is why I'm starting with this area to roll first, as most people are folded forward throughout the day as they're working, and as or they're carrying children if you're a parent, and also just gravity pulls us forward. This can adhere the shoulder blades to the rib cage. This can freeze up the muscles in the rib cage, making it difficult to breathe. And then also just kind of keeping everything tight in the front, making it difficult to open and extend through the back. So it can inhibit a lot of movement in working out, which is why this particular move is pretty much essential before every single workout, and maybe even every day after working. So after you've done your upper back, lats, you've done what we call thoracic extension, you're now going to have a seat on the foam roller, and we're going to roll out one of your glutes. So right now I'm going to roll out my right glute. So I'm going to take my right ankle over my left knee and make a figure 4 kind of stretch. I am then going to lean slightly to my right so that I'm on my right glute, and I'm rolling through my right glute muscle, which connects all the way up into the pelvis. So make sure you get all the way down by the pelvis, or the upper part of the pelvis, and all the way down. So this muscle in here, the piriformis, and your external rotators, does this action to your leg. So people who tend to walk duck-footed will tend to be pretty tight in this area, and just about everybody's tight in their piriformis, so that might be really tender as well. After you've gone from your glute, you're going to straighten that leg. You're going to take your left leg and bring it over the top. I call this the kickstand. This is going to help support you as you roll down the side of your leg. Your hand and your foot support how much weight and pressure you put down onto your foam roller. So once you're on the side of your leg, you don't want to be on your hip bone. You want to stay in the fleshy area between the knee and the hip. There's no flesh on the hip bone, hip joint. It's not very fleshy, so there's really no reason to roll it. We're trying to roll through connective tissue and muscles. So you want to stay in the fleshy area. So you can place both your hands onto the floor, and you're just going to drag yourself back and forth over your leg. This is called the IT band. It can be quite tender on people who are new to foam rolling, people who run or cycle. If it is quite tender, especially down by the knee, you can pause and you can just bend and straighten that back leg like so. We call that flossing the muscle. So just to show you the area that I am rolling, it's pretty much right through here. And that's called an IT band, and that can cause a lot of pain and discomfort in the knee. So I would say those 3 moves are the top moves to making sure that you have good mobility and kind of warmed up those muscles and gotten blood flow through some important muscles before you work out. From this point, if you've been particularly active that week and you've got some additional soreness, I would say the next major culprit is going to be the quadriceps. To do the quadriceps, especially if you've been doing squats, you're going to get into a plank position and you're going to place the foam roller on your thighs. And you just kind of army crawl, or kind of like it's body saw. This would be called body saw or army crawl your way as you roll through your quadriceps. And you can roll your legs out, you can roll them in. You want to get all the different areas of the muscle and just find where it's tender, and that's what you want to roll. Again, quadriceps, I'm staying in the fleshy area between the knee and the hip. You want to roll through the full length of your muscles, so you get all that breakup, all that connective tissue. No reason to try to move if your muscles are all tight and stuck. From that point, if you wanted to do your hamstrings, it's a little bit hard to get enough weight and pressure in the hamstrings, but you can roll the hamstrings. You're going to have to lift most of your body weight, be able to hold most of your body weight as you just place your hands behind you and just slide off. And you can roll through your hamstrings. If you have enough strength to hold your body weight, you can also cross one leg over to try to get a little bit more pressure down on that hamstring. But again, it's kind of tough to roll through the hammies. However, you can do your calves if you do run, wear high heels, walking a lot on concrete will tend to tighten up the calves. So what you'll do is you'll just place your calves on the foam roller. Again, you have to be able to lift your body weight and roll over, or roll your calves over the foam roller. For a more intense dig into that muscle with the foam roller, you can cross one leg over the opposite and get a little bit more pressure and weight into that calf. Again, outside of the calf, inside of the calf, get all that muscle. And you want to think of where's the muscle belly of the calf. So we really want to break through the muscle belly here in the calf. And you can even do your tendons as well. This tends to be mostly tendon down here, to try to bring blood flow to that area, as they can often get overworked.